Здорово. Мы на суше был. Отлично. Покликать хоть в меню, вот дела, что здесь? А, ясно. Потом покликаем. Короче, лайвстрим был жыжный очень. Вот. Потому последнюю миссию типа переиграю, но не совсем переиграю. Не понял. Нет, заново хочу, заново. Хочу заново. О, блядь.
187 at 5810 Murata Avenue. Homicide wants you over there. The coroner thinks the broad was whacked using the army morphine. Don't say anything, Roy. Just get over there.
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a 45. I want to put him down to 1.
Рой. Геморрой. Не хотел бы, чтобы меня назвали Рой Геморрой.
I should start introducing us as Detective Earl, and this is my science teacher, Mr. Phelps.
Your interest in my appearance is starting to get me worrying.
Like it or not, we're a dysfunctional couple now. People judge me with you on my arm same way they would a fat broad with a 5 o'clock shadow.
I really hope you're joking, Roy.
I'm thinking of moving up to a 45. I want to stop him with 1 round.
Блять. Короче.
I'm busy now. Can I ignore you some other time?
You're behind the wheel. Seem distracted.
We recovered the morphine. Some of it might be unaccounted for, so what? That's life. We did our job.
Closing one case opens another.
Do you have any idea what is really going on while we're wasting our time following this stuff?
Я хочу пить.
Are you going to tell me?
The deals being done right now will change the face of LA forever, and we're wasting our time on some hump.
Someone's little girl.
Visit the morgue at the end of the month when the John and Jane Does are cremated. Their percentages. The odds for and against lightning striking.
Да, тут расть еще будет. Здрасте. Какой-то сегодня рифманутый немножко.
Second floor, apartment 6, in the back.
Thanks.
Ладно. Я просто хочу в отдел подшуков быстрее, блядь. Что это все не очень интересно.
Bukowski, you made homicide.
That I did. Good to see you, Phelps.
You two want a hug? Or can we get on with it?
Relax, Rusty.
26 years old, fashion model. Found in the tub by the cleaning lady, Mrs. Reynoldson. She called it in.
We heard Carruthers thinks...
Carruthers likes to make work for people. Overdose of sleeping pills. Falls asleep in the tub. Rest in peace. Case closed.
Here, here. Mal is 100% that it's murder.
Do you mind if I take a look around?
Sure. Go right ahead.
This is all top end of town stuff. Gives us somewhere to look.
Нихуя себе, что за звук такой. Что-то отъебнулось.
Been a modeling assignment.
Вот, блять, видок у него, конечно, мрачноватый немножко. Разве нет?
It's a place to start. Beautiful girl. Clothes certainly aren't from the Sears catalog.
Выходит, что так. Ладно, голову, ладно. Сначала.
Phelps?
Mal, we've had a look around. Rusty thinks it's a waste of time. What's your theory?
Come on, Mal. Tell us why we were dragged down here.
If the victim was alive when she entered the tub, water would have entered her lungs. The water is violently churned in the windpipe as she drowns. The result is that a lot of foam is generated. This foam is found at the mouth and nostrils in almost all cases of real drowning. Notice anything about our Vic?
May I took a look?
Be my guest. Take a closer look at her head and neck.
Her neck is bruised pretty badly.
Заметные. Впечатляет, что здесь она выглядит лучше, чем на той фотографии. Учитывая, что она модель. Укус.
Bruising on the forearms, and these look like bite marks.
Very good.
Чё хорошего-то? Под ногтями контента нет.
Very unusual ring.
I could be wrong, but it looks like a black sapphire. The eyes are a classic sign of morphine, and the bruises tell their own story. I think one man held her down and another held her arm and injected her. They put her in the bath to try to cover it as a drowning.
It spread a trail of barbiturates.
Take a look around outside on your way out and see if you can find the syrettes. It would make my theory.
The morphine would have been very quick, and there wouldn't have been much of a struggle.
Okay, so find two guys who recently bought syrettes and weren't junkies, and you might be onto something.
Воху и Леху, что ли?
Something else.
Yes. Mr. Lee was...
Incidental.
Pretty girl like that?
Что совпадение?
She's having trouble with some boys, huh? Maybe she got her heart broken. Couldn't take it anymore. So she ran herself a bath and downed some pills, and then she just drifted off.
I don't know.
Такая живая.
So much drive. I'm sorry, I'm not speaking to you.
barbiturates. What else is rattling around in this
Но...
thing?
Лол. А я вчера или когда позавчера я
You
это не
should speak
видел.
to a doctor. Prescribing both drugs would make her life a roller coaster.
Нихера себе. А я ведь не нашел в прошлый раз это.
Looks like barbiturates. Quality English smoking jacket. I don't know anyone under 45 who would wear one.
Какой-то дед получается. Ясно. Все здесь? Я что-то уже не помню. Наверное, все, да. Что-то сфотографировал. А. Я что-то запутался немножко. Допустим. Рубашки мужские не хочешь потрогать? Или это не улика?
Not sure this means much. This isn't what we're looking for.
Блин, вот по поводу дела поджогов.
Optimistic, Cole.
Там вроде как достаточно большая глава будет. Адекватно сказал, если ему верить. Но. А что еще надо делать? Я вроде все нашел.
I'm Detective Phelps. I'm here to try and help Julia. Do you mind answering some questions?
Virginia Reynoldson, I'm just so shocked. I feel like there's something I should be doing, someone I should call.
We can make those calls, ma'am. Who needs to be notified?
That's just it. I don't know. Miss Julie doesn't have any family in town. Someone has to set her affairs in order. Mr. Henderson, maybe? Who else is there? I don't know.
If you give the details to the other detectives, ma'am, they can try and get in contact. Was Miss Randall depressed about something? Upset?
No more than normal.
А у нее типа... Что такое бензиндрин? Это мину. Лекарство от бессонницы и депрессии. Ну, видимо, это что-то ложь.
What are you hiding here, Mrs. Reynoldson? Julia was obviously disturbed about something.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Ну, если я скажу про табло, ну и что про табло?
She was taking barbiturates. She couldn't sleep. You must have seen them in her room.
You've seen the pillbox, the things she hid in there. I don't know how she supported herself. Always new clothes and jewelry. She lived like a movie star. A princess. Does modeling really pay that well?
Угу. Ну, получается, это дед в пиджаке трахал ее
I'm not sure. I only come around twice a week.
И цацки дарил. Часто приходили друзья.
Why are you lying to me, Mrs. Reynoldson? Julia had men stay here.
I will not speak ill of the dead. You can't prove that.
Так, чё... О, какая ты тупая. Кольца еще. Мисс Пиццин Вилен лечит двух подозреваемых в убийстве. Прикольно.
Who owns the smoking jacket?
I wouldn't like to tell tales, you understand. That's Mr. Henderson's. An older man, very distinguished looking.
Ну,
He
понятно.
seemed very much in love with her.
Where would we find him?
I'm sorry, I don't know. He said he lives in San Francisco.
What was it like working for Miss Randall?
Perfectly fine, officer.
Он опять врет, что ли? Как можно, блядь, 3 раза спиздеть? Мистер Хендерсон живет в Сан-Франциско. Работалось. Ну, а как мне пруфнуть, что ей не нравилось? Ну, объективно говоря. То есть она убиралась, правильно? Домработницы убираются. Получается, она с дедом убила, что ли, какие-то? Я, кажется, раскрыл все. Ладно, я два нажму тогда. Блядь, да ты шутишь, что ли? Етить. Я что, теперь проклят и буду всегда эту миссию играть? Но явно не сейванулось ничего. А возможно, блять, ехать, возможно, опять надо будет, потому что если сейв случился там, где я ничего не профил, то это вообще надо миссию с нуля играть, ты ж ёбнешься. Наверняка, блядь, заставки никакие не пропустить. Ой, ёпта, я слишком быстро кликнул, видимо. Я теперь кофе хочу. Хочу кофе. Восемнадцать 24. Какая же жара, это просто, блядь. Просто жижа.
Second floor, apartment 6, in the back.
Thanks.
Или, может, от ФПС, блядь, ебло развернуло. Ну ладно, по уликам мы быстро еще пройдемся тогда. Главное, что ехать не пришлось. Так, сейчас я только чекну реально. Морфин. Савян.
You made homicide.
That I did. Good to see you, Phelps.
Можешь
You want a hug?
Спасибо
Can we get
большое.
on with it?
Relax, Rusty.
26 years old, fashion model. Found in the tub by the cleaning lady, Mrs. Reynoldson. She called it in.
We heard Carruthers thinks...
Carruthers likes to make work for people. Overdose of sleeping pills. Falls asleep in the tub. Rest in peace. Case closed.
Here, here.
Mal is 100%.
Золотые слова, особенно когда их третий раз уже
You mind if I
слышу.
take a look around?
Sure. Go right ahead.
Ладно, окей. Спидран мод.
This is all top end of town stuff.
А я все равно буду трогать
somewhere to
всякие
look.
поварешки и все такое.
Could have been a modeling assignment.
Ничего не скипается, это просто, блядь. Проклятие.
It's a place to start. Beautiful girl. Clothes certainly aren't from the Sears catalog.
Не знаю, нужно ли мне эти вскрывать. Окей. Ощущение, что нет. Ну, пока я не могу говорить с ним.
Don't think this is anything.
Вряд ли это какие-то ачивки или что-то типа того.
I doubt it. No good to me. Maybe. No.
На кухне, получается, вообще ничего не нашел, да? Окей.
Phelps?
Mal, we've had a look around. Rusty thinks it's a waste of time. What's your theory?
Come on, Mal. Tell us why we were dragged down here.
If the victim was alive when she entered the tub, water would have entered her lungs. The water is violently churned in the windpipe as she drowns. The result is that a lot of foam is generated. This foam is found at the mouth and nostrils in almost all cases of real drowning. Notice anything about our Vic?
May I took a look?
Be my guest. Take a closer look at her head and neck.
Her neck is bruised pretty badly.
Да, получается, два убийцы были. Было.
Bruising on the forearms, and these look like bite marks.
Very good.
Very unusual ring.
I could be wrong, but it looks like a black sapphire. The eyes are a classic sign of morphine, and the bruises tell their own story. I think one man held her down and another held her arm and injected her. They put her in the bath to try to cover it as a drowning.
And spread a trail of barbiturates.
Take a look around outside on your way out and see if you can find the syrettes. It would make my theory.
And morphine would have been very quick, and there wouldn't have been much of a struggle.
Okay, so find two guys who recently bought syrettes and weren't junkies, and you might be onto something.
Is this her in these photos? Something else.
Yes.
Pretty girl like that? Maybe she was having trouble with some boys, huh? Maybe she got her heart broken. She couldn't take it anymore. So she ran herself a bath and down some pills, and then she just
Блять.
drifted off.
Рой, конечно,
Quality English
грамотный.
smoking jacket. I don't know anyone under 45 who would wear one.
So much drive. I'm sorry, I'm not being very clear.
There. Okay.
Barbiturates. What else is rattling around in this thing? You should speak to a doctor. Prescribing both drugs would make her life a roller coaster. Looks like barbiturates.
Да. Это и правда похоже на снотворное. Вроде все. Ничего не было.
I'm Detective Phelps. I'm here to try and help Julia. Do you mind answering some questions?
Virginia Reynoldson, I'm just so shocked. I feel like there's something I should be doing, someone I should call.
We can make those calls, ma'am. Who needs to be notified?
That's just it. I don't know. Miss Julie doesn't have any family in town. Someone has to set her affairs in order. Mr. Henderson, maybe? Who else is there? I don't know.
If you give the details to the other detectives, ma'am, they can try and get in contact. Was Miss Randall depressed about something? Upset?
No more than normal.
What are you hiding here, Mrs. Reynoldson? Julia was obviously disturbed about something.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
She was taking barbiturates. She couldn't sleep. You must have seen them in her room.
You've seen the pillbox, the things she hid in there. I don't know how she supported herself. Always new clothes and jewelry. She lived like a movie star. A princess. Does modeling really pay that well?
Did Miss Randall have many friends visit?
I'm not sure. I only come around twice a week.
Why are you lying to me, Mrs. Reynoldson? Julia had men stay here.
I will not speak ill of the dead. You can't prove that.
Who owns the smoking jacket?
I wouldn't like to tell tales, you understand. That's Mr. Henderson's. An older man, very distinguished looking.
В летах.
He seemed very much in love with her.
Where would we find him?
I'm sorry, I don't know. He said he lives in San Francisco.
What was it like working for Miss Randall?
Perfectly fine, officer.
Mrs. Reynoldson, it seems like there's something you want to tell me.
She was very high-strung. Lovely one moment and screaming at you the next. She wanted it all, and she wanted it damn quick. Of course, being so beautiful, it seemed like she was going to get it. Not the way it's turned out, though, is it?
Thanks, Mrs. Reynoldson.
Внутри из трех.
Very helpful. One of the other detectives will take your statement, and then you can go home.
Отличная работа, Фелпс. Чё-то меня туда тянет.
Stefan, Rusty, we'll take a look around outside and then follow up these leads. Can you get some guys to run down the jacket?
You think Carruthers has called it right?
He rarely gets it wrong.
I don't know. I'm a Galloway. I've met enough girls in my time who can't handle their dope.
Что-то не уверен, что я хочу кофе. Уже. Получается, Мил был
Mal
прав.
will be pleased.
Well, that's hardly conclusive, given the number of those things we've come across recently.
The autopsy will confirm it one way or another.
I think our work is done here.
Симпатичный труп. Интересно, что это за чувка. Я бы узнал, но боюсь это об этом. Ну вот музыка осталась, но тут же по сути больше ничего нет, да. Найди и изучи все наркотики в квартире Джулии.
You're behind the wheel.
Fine, where are we
Короче, я
headed?
подойду минут через 5. Ну нет, 2.
Bukowski, Galloway, quite the little reunion in there. Almost brought a tear to my eye.
They're good police.
How would you know? You got promoted so fast you barely had time to learn their names. Let me fill you in. Bukowski's a pushover. Galloway's a drunk.
You could learn a thing or two from both of them.
Please. They couldn't work a vice case if their life depended on it.
I don't see why they'd be any better or worse at it than me.
I notice you said better. Hubris disguised as humility. Kind of your trademark, don't you think?
Why do you always twist everything? Galloway's got nothing to prove. He's been on homicide for years.
And he's welcome to it. You're a terrier, Phelps, and that's what I need. Not some old bulldog who can't get up a flight of stairs without coughing up his lunch.
I like you. People say I have no taste, but I like you. I'm going up to the lakes to watch the races.
Well,
on
hello.
Saturday.
What can I help you with today?
LAPD, ma'am.
I hope I haven't done anything wrong.
No, ma'am. We're making some inquiries about Julia Randall. Does she work here?
No, I had to let her go. Is she in some sort of trouble?
She was found dead this morning. How long had Julia worked as a model?
Well, she worked in New York before coming here. She was a very beautiful girl.
Так. 1.
Could you tell us why you let Miss Randall go?
Husbands sometimes come in here with their wives. When Julia Randall modeled, the husbands were often more interested in her than they were their wives' dresses. The wives weren't happy, and neither was I.
Did she have any close friends here?
Actually, yes. Heather Swanson. Would you like to speak with her?
I'd like that very much. Please don't inform her about Miss Randall's death.
Very well, officer.
Сюрприз не порти.
These gentlemen are from the LAPD.
I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. I understand that you worked with Julia Randall, Miss Swanson?
Yes. Julia helped me get my job here. She's not in any kind of trouble, is she?
She's a hellraiser, isn't she? Lives a fast life.
Oh, no. Maybe Mrs. Stanley would call her that, but I wouldn't. She's full of life, a wonderful company.
That's a lovely engagement ring.
Do you like it? Henry gave it to
I'm
me.
very interested in engagement rings. Do you mind if I take a closer look?
Чё? Чё у нее такое огромное-то, блин?
That's some pearl, Miss Swanson. Would have cost Henry a fortune.
Кто такой Генри?
He must really love you. How did you meet Julia?
I was introduced through my fiancé, Henry Arnett.
Ладно.
Henry is your beau. Tell us about it.
Yes, he is. Henry has a fashion business. He and Julia have been friends for years.
Are Miss Randall and Mr. Henderson engaged?
Who's he?
А, чё, реально не знает, что ли? Блять, кнопки не работают. Да, мне кажется, она реально просто не знает и все. Ну ладно, сомнений даже не нужно.
Look, lady, you need to give me something. Do you know anybody
Но
who
это
would have
явно
cause to harm Julia?
неверным.
No. Really, Mr. Phelps. Julie is my friend. I don't know why anyone would want to hurt her. She's okay, isn't she?
That's all for now, Miss Swanson. Could you ask your fiancé to visit Hollywood Police Station It would be very helpful to our inquiry.
Now, wait a moment. I don't think I'll pass on that message until you tell me why you're asking all these questions.
Julia Randall was found dead this morning.
What?
У нее, видимо, биполярочка.
Oh, I can't believe it. She was so full of life.
Либо это разные люди. Не, дружок, иди за руль.
You can drive.
All right, where to?
Nice move not telling old Sweet Lips in there about her friend taking the big jump till we were half out the door. Very slick.
I figured we'd get more out of her that way.
You're learning, Phelps. We'll make a vice cop out of you yet.
Ой, что-то мне, блин, нехорошо. Проветриваю. А куда мне идти там?
I swear, if we locked up every doctor in this town, Vice would be able to work half days.
$505.
Yes, sir, your name?
LAPD. We'd like to see Dr. Stoneman.
Dr. Stoneman is with a patient. Would you like to wait?
No, we wouldn't. Tell him we want to see him now.
There's no need to be rude.
Save it, sister.
Dr. Stoneman, I have some gentlemen from the LAPD here to see you.
Send them in, please. I'll see this patient again after they've left.
Your investigation is much more important than my sciatica. I'm just in pain here. Leave me alone.
Злой толстячок. А эти тоже с радикулитом, что ли, сидят? Так. А, это его
Dr.
наоборот,
Stoneman,
вот видели?
we are investigating the death of one of your patients, Julia Randall.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Do you mind if we ask you some questions about Ms. Randall?
Not if it doesn't compromise doctor-patient privilege, Detective.
How well did you know Miss Randall?
Barely at all. She'd only been a patient 6 months or so.
А как давно там, насколько хорошо? Истина.
She was disturbed, though.
Well, not in the conventional sense. She had trouble sleeping.
You wrote Julia Randall a prescription for Benzedrine. How can you account for that?
Miss Randall was in the fashion business. She wanted to control her weight.
Два? Блин, а какой сейчас код, как узнать? 46-й сейчас? Наверное, 2 нажму тут.
Benzedrine is addictive, as I'm sure you know, Doctor.
As I warned her, but she was determined. She said she needed it to control her appetite.
Sounds like you knew her pretty well.
I knew the line of work she was involved in.
That'll be all for now, Dr. Stallman. We'll be in touch. Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Куда он пошел?
Phelps, badge 1247.
Блин, ну, чё второго надо было сделать?
Messages for me, please.
Yes, detective. The coroner's been asking to speak to you. I can connect the call if you like.
Please, thank you. Al?
Cole, can you get over here? I just finished the autopsy.
Sure thing, Mal. We'll be right over.
Так. Журнал. Блин, может вес как-то. Заявление домработницы. Рецепт на бензин. Ну, короче, я что-то не понимаю. Видимо. Окей. Стремилась контролировать вес. Ну в этом ничего такого-то и нет на самом деле. Может ему вообще поверить надо было. Старикан лжет, да я понял.
I don't know. He looked relieved when you said she was dead. That's a strange reaction to have to the death of a young patient.
Это тоже согласен.
You can drive.
Where are we going?
Have you noticed how croakers only pull out the physician-patient privilege card when they got something to hide?
There are certain things people have a right to keep private.
Until it gets in the way of police work. And it's only private when it suits them. A couple of drinks and every doctor I've met will spill your darkest secrets in a heartbeat.
Что-то я, короче, не допонял, видать.
Remember the dead lady they found under the train? You solved the case. Booked some barfly for the
Cole,
murder.
Roy, I have some information for you.
You're the only person enjoying this, Mal. Get on with it.
The bruising confirms 2 sets of hands, so we have 2 killers. Death was caused by heart failure due to an overdose of morphine.
Have you dragged us down here to gloat? We already heard your theory.
We agree that she was murdered.
Yes, of course.
I have something else to show you.
All right, Mal, what gives?
The dead guy's name is Jimmy LeBlanc, career burglar. He came in this morning. Someone stove his head in with a lump of 2x4.
So what? Good riddance.
I found 2 syrettes in his jacket pocket.
Wow.
Hang on a minute, Roy. You're listening now.
No sign of morphine use and no metabolized morphine in his blood. Scratch marks on his face.
Which could be from getting his head remodeled.
Time of death, Mal.
Maybe an hour or 2 after the Randall girl.
So you're saying Laughing Boy here could be one of our killers? That's a hell of a long shot.
Thanks, Mal. We'll check it out.
I found something else.
Как мы это проверим?
Skeleton goes into a bar and orders a beer and a mop.
Что?
Sorry, I don't play.
I don't know if it's significant. His wallet was empty. The only other things he was carrying were the harmonica and the morphine.
Я труп еще мог потрогать.
Carruthers. Yeah, he's here. I'll send him over. They have a guy called Henry Arnett in interview 2 for you next door. Let me know how you get on.
Sure, Mal. And thanks for the lead.
Sure, Mal. Thanks for the lead.
Клоун. Айка, что, я не могу потрогать еще?
You want a face full of knuckles?
Ничего, да? Ок, ок, ок.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Do we know where we're going?
Блин, я что-то не нашел. Подождите-ка. Хочу найти что-то. Или может уже нельзя? Ну, я, видимо, мог этого чела посмотреть, но уже, видимо, не могу. Ладно, пофиг.
This guy must have escaped the loony bin.
Can you drive to this one?
Fine. Where are we headed? We're here now.
А, ну да. Лол, короче, думал, что это...
Mr. Arnett, I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. Thanks for coming in.
Call me Henry.
It's the least I could do.
Terrible news about Julia.
Так, они... Это жених девки, да, той? Жених из Руслонса. Чё тикает, блядь?
How well did you know Julia Randall?
Vaguely. I'm in the clothing business, and Julia occasionally modeled for me.
Но она говорила, что он... Так, про что он говорил? Давайте посмотрим. Угу. У меня нету то, чего говорила эта девка. Золотое кольцо. И что, истина, что ли, тогда?
And you were close? We were friends.
Miss Randall's landlady said she was seeing an older man.
Could have been. I wasn't privy to all the details of Julia's private life.
Так, ну это пиздеж, но почему? Золотое кольцо, жемчужины, не посвящала. Кольцо с черным. У меня два кольца есть, жемчужное. Нахера не имеющее.
Spill it, Henry. You know nothing about a man named Henderson?
Yes, you're right. Henderson, yeah. Very distinguished.
How about a first name, wise guy? An address, maybe?
I'm sorry, I don't. I think he lives somewhere out of town. Somewhere back east.
Ever heard of a Jimmy LeBlanc?
No. Should I have? Is he an entertainer or something?
So you wouldn't have any reason to believe that LeBlanc would be involved in Julie Randall's murder?
If this guy is a criminal, he might have been involved. But like I said, I've never
Да
heard
он
of this
слышал,
LeBlanc
это ж
character.
очевидно, блин.
Heather told us that you were
Не,
in fashion.
один из трех.
That's right.
О.
The thing was, he was a really nice guy. I felt lousy tolerating him.
Чё?
Some kind of traveling salesman?
Once I got out of the Corps, I used my...
You were in the Marines?
Sure. I'm proud of it. Fighting 6th.
You were in the 6th Marines?
Yes. I was a captain.
Which company?
Various companies. We had a lot of casualties.
Which engagements?
Okinawa. A couple of other places.
Ясно.
That will be all for now.
Ну, короче, он один из убийц.
You've been very helpful.
Наёбер он не был никем.
That son of a bitch was never in the Marines. Why'd you let him off the hook?
Because we're giving him a couple of minutes before we start tailing him. Arnett is an amateur. We need to find out who killed the girl. Can you pass this on to Bukowski? Have him check the place out and go through his records.
Sure, I'll pass it on.
Thanks. Can you also have R&I run the records on a Jimmy LeBlanc and find out who was his last arresting officer? Have them get in touch via KGPL when they have some information.
Не.
He's in that car at the lights.
Моя любимая это слежка, конечно.
He was squirming like a worm in there. Don't you love it when they pull the war hero excuse? Actually, maybe you don't.
Главное,
I'd have
что не
expected a
пешком.
cad like Arnett to be a better liar.
Чё? Блять.
Shit. Better drop back, Cole.
Зачем он меня врезался-то?
Whoa, back off before we get made.
Блять,
That
какой
idiot never stepped foot
слипер.
in Okinawa.
Класс. Ох. Бля, такая, конечно, ой.
He needs money and fast.
Но кому не нужны?
Get in there and find out what he pawned. I'll stick with him, see how he intends to spend the money. Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Hoof it, Phelps. I'll bring the car around when I'm done here.
Блять, еще такая теперь слежка, ну ёпанетесь. Че он мигает-то, блять?
Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Какой след? Ты вообще видишь, какая у меня камера, блять?
Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
What are you doing? Solved the big case and got promoted.
Класс, класс, конечно. Сейчас, секунду. Немножко убавлю. Почему нельзя было меня сразу с действием загрузить? Они думают, ты забыл, что только что было, что ли, или что?
Get in there and find out what he pawned. I'll stick with him. See how he intends to spend the money.
Отличная идея.
Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Hoof it, Phelps. I'll bring the car around when I'm done here.
Too much slack. Gotta get closer. Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Did you read about the woman who stabbed her husband? What are you doing?
Ой, блядь. Хуйней занимаюсь, что я делаю, блядь.
Money and fast.
Он заложил кольцо, короче, мне кажется. Но как знать какое?
Get in there and find out what he pawned. I'll stick with him. See how he intends to spend the money.
Жемчужины. Давай на машине
Hoof it,
поедем.
Phelps. I'll bring the car around when I'm done here.
Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Блин, это, конечно, вообще идиотизм.
Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Что слишком далеко? Бля, надеюсь, трамвай его собьет сейчас нахуй.
Move in. Can't risk losing the
Ну,
trail.
конечно, блядь.
Look, that's the latest thing.
Да иди нахуй! Ебаный, блядь. Да, хочу пропустить. Ебал нахуй еще, блядь. Полстрима буду, блядь, за ним идти. В пизду. Ну да, блядь, просто эти слежки, это такое унылое говно, блядь.
That's right, Mexico City.
Ни один нормальный человек не
That
может...
would be one day from now. Is that okay?
Ой, блядь.
It's going to have to be.
Хы-хы-хы.
LAPD, the man who just came in here, he bought a ticket?
Yes, sir, to Mexico City, tomorrow night.
If you hear from him again, don't mention this conversation.
What have you got?
He bought a ticket from Mexico City, tomorrow night.
That's good, but this is better.
Кольцо. Показывай. Нет? Что такое?
Oh my God, it's Fabergé.
Фаберже? Я думал, Фаберже это еда какой-то.
The guy who owned the joint thought it was worth at least 10 large for a cigarette case. Arnett only got 600 clams.
Дорогой Беверли. А как нашу убитую-то зовут еще? Люди. Беверли. Беверли. Ладно, на машине дает туда номер.
Car 11K, 11 King, come in.
Go ahead, KGPL.
11K, go to Hollywood Station. Homicide detectives Bukowski and Galloway have information relating to the Randall case.
Roger, KGPL. 11K, en route.
Car 11K, Car 11 King, come in.
Car 11 King, go ahead.
R&I reports the last arresting officer for DOA Jimmy LeBlanc was Patrolman Fred Wallace, who's working a shift on Hollywood 9th Beat, Sunset Boulevard between Gordon and Wilcox.
Car 11K, en route.
What do you say?
Полиция.
A one-way ticket to Mexico. Old Henry's looking as guilty as a dog next to a pile of dog shit.
Да-да, это понял.
I can think
Dog
of a
shit.
few, but I'd put my money south of the belt. One guy plus two dames always equals problems.
Ну проезжай. Хотел свернуть туда.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes. Sir, I need the contraband list. Items stolen over the last year.
Hang on, I'll dig out a copy for you. Here you go.
Thanks.
Is the cigarette case on there?
Parker or Green? I don't know who these were.
Ебать, сколько тут всего. Ну вон Беверли какая-то. Ага. И черные.
Julia Randall's ring. It's here.
Ага. Это заявители, да?
It's here. Arnett must be out of his mind trying to move this while under a murder cloud.
Угу. Угу. А Беверли это его тян, получается, да? Не понял, тут что-то еще есть? Медаль. Тут больше нет ничего Беверли.
Even the engagement ring was purloined. Arnett is a cad.
Что-то еще есть? По-моему, больше ничего не было. Графин, коробочка.
I don't care. I don't go in for letting gangsters off scot-free.
Seems Julia wasn't the first bored society girl to hide her bennies in that pillbox.
Все нашел, да? Красава я. Так, а где эти челы-то?
He ran the light on Olympic, and we finally collared him on Temple.
I'm thinking of moving up to a 45. I want to stop him with one round.
Че, мне наверх идти? Или вниз? О.
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Poor little twist. She was 13 if she was a day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Блядь, да куда мне идти-то тогда? Здесь я только что был. Я ебанулся уже, видимо. Го вниз.
That's the guy. I heard he's an honest cop. Now there's an oxymoron for you.
Пиздец. Сейчас с ума сойду. Ну, может быть, не сейчас. Где эти клоуны? Задачи. С Уоллисом. С каким Уоллисом? А, мне тут ничего уже не надо делать? Блять. Там же говорили, что мне надо с кем-то пообщаться.
You're behind the wheel.
Oh.
Where are we going?
Poor kid, losing everything like that.
Come on, let's give him a hand.
Right behind you, Wallace. Detective Phelps.
Wallace, go left. I'm going right after this little prick in the alley.
А этот не хочет нам помочь? Че, нам не стрелять, типа, да? Но этого можно было и подстрелить, но он какой-то прям очень быстро. Он отстреливается, ёпта. А-а-а.
Stay down. Give me some goddamn cover.
find some cover.
Прикольно получилось. Опять шляпа упала.
Thanks. Outstanding warrant, armed robbery. Knocked over a drugstore back there, and it looks like he brought his whole posse with him. Bad luck for them.
They're all yours now. We need some information.
Ever heard of a burglar goes by the name of Jimmy LeBlanc?
Sure. They nabbed Jimmy on a burglary beef a couple of years back. They cut through a music shop and into a jewelry store. He got 4 years. I miss his partner, though.
His partner?
Big guy. I had him cornered, and he picked up this huge display case and threw it out a plate glass window. Then he vaulted out of there like something out of Barnum and Bailey.
Got away.
I would have had him, except for LeBlanc yelling, "Run for it, Willie!"
And you think he was an acrobat of some sort?
More like a strongman, a wrestler, or a boxer, that kind of thing.
Уилли.
You've been a big help.
Пиздец, у него
You haven't
память
done
на
too
самом
badly
деле.
yourself.
Уилли.
You know the way. You can drive.
All right, where to?
Близкий адрес Беверли Инфстром, жертва ограбления.
You're suggesting LeBlanc is still working with Willie?
A strong man held down Randall while someone administered the morphine. Someone with muscle opened up LeBlanc's skull. Could be.
А куда этот чел тогда собрался? О. Так, этот, которую обокрали, да. Дамочка.
LAPD, ma'am. Is Mrs. Eavestrom in?
She is. Would you follow me, sir?
I am Mrs. Eavestrom. How may I help you?
We appear to have recovered some
Babuля.
stolen goods that belong to you, ma'am.
Yes, of course. That terrible burglary. Would you like something to drink?
No, thank you, ma'am. We have some questions, if you don't mind.
А Расти бы не
Why would
отказался
I
явно.
mind, young man, if you are returning 43 pieces of my property?
Okay, before we get down to that, I'll have a scotch. Thanks, straight up.
Maria, can you get the detective a drink, please?
Can you describe to us what was stolen?
It would be easier to describe what wasn't stolen, detective. A priceless tiara that has been in the family for 50 years. A Fabergé cigarette case that was worth $25,000.
А чё у меня есть там портсигар Фаберже? Ну типа он тут оценен. Торговля которыми запрещена. Короче, голову нажмем.
Why are you lying about the value of your jewelry, Mrs. Eavestrom?
Who do you think you are, making heinous accusations in my own home?
We recovered the cigarette case from a pawnbroker. No one knows the real value of an item better than those guys.
I inflated its value for the insurance claim. There. Are you satisfied? My daughter's boyfriend was quite taken with the case. I
Охренеть.
think he was even more disappointed than I was when it was stolen.
What can you tell us about the burglary?
A terrible night. At least a year ago. But let's not go into that. Let's talk about what you've recovered.
Чего? Была ужасная ночь почти год назад. Ну это сомнений надо нажимать, я думаю. Ужасная ночь почти год назад. С бескровным через 12 месяцев.
I get the sense that you're worried about something, Mrs. Eastrom.
I have already received the insurance claim, Detective. Is there any way we could keep the return of these items discreet?
Ах ты
That's about
бабка.
it for now, Mrs. Eastrom. The department will get in touch and let you know how you can recover your valuables.
You have only mentioned a few of the items that have been stolen, Detective. What else has been recovered?
You see, Phelps? That's why you get the drinks in early.
Hello, Mother.
М.
Hello, detectives. What is going on?
We'd like to ask exactly the same question.
You have
Так.
met my daughter?
This morning at work.
Ага.
Oh, mother and father divorced. I took my father's name.
The detectives recovered some of the things that were stolen, darling.
What did you find?
A sapphire ring on the corpse of Julia Randall.
What are you talking about?
Your
Пакуйте
engagement
ее.
ring, Miss Swanson. Would you be surprised to know that it was part of the proceeds of a burglary?
That's an outrageous allegation.
Yes, it is. I suggest we go straight to Henry Arnett's place and sort this mess out.
А чё, мне место, может, дадут или мне катать их? Ах ты, Генри, Генри. Я, правда, еще что-то не разобрался пока что, но главное, что Фелпс разобрался.
We're missing something here. Arnett is obviously arranging the burglaries.
That's my fiance you're making scurrilous accusations about.
Не, ну понятно, что
And
он...
Randall was obviously his partner.
But neither of them are the type to creep apartments.
You're being ridiculous. Both of you. There's a very good explanation for all of this.
What is sogging it, sister? You're being played for a patsy and you're not even smart enough to see it.
Рэй, конечно, умеет в общении. Талант, так сказать. Бля, ну сколько можно ехать? Пожалуйста. Блин, я типа думаю, сижу. Как-то, как бы это не было странным, да? То есть мотив убийства какой? Они типа хотели ограбить ее просто, но что-то пошло не так, но я думаю, это вряд ли. Что тогда произошло? Блин, интересная миссия начинает быть.
You idiot! You can't see these people, right?
Я ж его не сбил. Чё пуктить-то?
Come on, sister. Let's find out who your fiance really is.
Welcome, sir. I'm sorry, are you a resident?
Пошел на.
Well, isn't this just nice and awkward?
Чел пыхтит. О,
Don't kill him, Cole. This guy's our case. Go on, get Put your hands in the air.
стой, зацепка.
Give it up, LAPD. Don't make me chase you.
Очень интересно.
Stop or I will shoot.
О, нет. Да я же жму вправо, ты чё, чел? А куда тут чувак делся? Чё он не идет-то, блядь? Я думал, там секс происходит. Что-то я сегодня какой-то такой вялый.
Stop, LAPD. Cole, this guy's our case. Go on, Put your hands in the air.
Чё рейд за ним не бежит?
Give it up, LAPD. Don't make me chase you.
Фантастика.
Stop or I will shoot.
Ну я же жму, блядь, да. О, хуя. Что это такое? Ой, идти. Все, он сбежал?
Looks like he got you good, Phelps.
Yeah, it really packs a wallop.
Че это за погоня была?
Under your own steam, miraculously. You came in through the window, said hello, and then keeled over.
How was our net?
He's coming around too. He's all hopped up. Good time to
О,
get some
какая
answers.
нелепая.
You missing something, Henry?
Шляпу ищет. Так а чё, каска-то моя там осталась, получается? Ладно, без шляпы посидим.
You told Heather you're honeymooning without her?
Нет, конечно, кикуя было сейчас. Я впечатлен очень.
Vacheron Constantine. It's an extremely expensive watch, Henry.
A graduation present from my parents.
Все. Vacheron Константин.
Optimistic, Cole.
Окей. Нельзя, да, газету посмотреть? Печально. А эту? Ебать ты сидишь, подруга. Как ковер из песка. Фонарь.
I don't think so.
Это часы тикают? Тиканье часов. И здесь ничего. Веер. Nope. Я вообще тут был. Так, пока что ни хера. Но квартира у него, конечно, огроменная.
Incidental.
Здесь не спички. Да идите. Че, она не может увеличиться, что ли?
Not sure this means much.
Ладно, согласен. Все в пизду. Да чё у него сплошной кал находится? Я чё, ничего не найду, что ли? Опа. Ты чё, издеваешься? Это баг какой-то? Лежит морфин, блядь. Пиздец, вот это детектив, блять, видимо, мне нихуево по башке-то дали. Ну чел, ну чел. Просто киковое. Ну я, получается, все посмотрел. Получается, я ничего не нашел. Просто... О, просто шприц с морфином лежит на полу и... Ладно, пусть будет так.
We know all about the jewelry ring. You and Randall and LeBlanc and Willie doing the legwork.
I'm in the fashion business.
Что? Но все известно о кражах ювелирных украшений о вас и Рэндалл. О том, что Леблан и Уилли были у вас на побегушках. Блин, я что-то вообще расстроен. Часы, портсигар. Че, мне-то пролкнуть портсигаром? Или жемчужным кольцом? Или я два вообще нужно?
Miss Swanson might be gullible enough to believe your story, Arnett, but I'm not buying. You're involved in a burglary scam, and so was Julie Randall.
I'm a legitimate businessman. I can't speak for Julie.
У этой подруги такое лицо, бля.
Why did Reed and LeBlanc kill Julia Randall?
I wanted to stop, to get out of that life. She could marry Heather if she'd have me. Julia told the others that they were out, that she was going to create a New gang.
И чё? За что Уилли Леблан убили Джулию Рэндалл и хотел покончить с прежней жизнью, жениться на Хезер, если она захочет. Джулия сказала остальным, что они больше не нужны и что она собирает новую банду. Могу ли я это пруфнуть чем-то?
You wanted Julia Randall out of your life.
Why would he want that? Julia was our friend.
Julia was his hump, sweetheart. They were the Bonnie and Clyde of society burglars. He met you and realized he didn't have to steal anymore. He could just mooch from you. He needed Julia out of the way.
Julia was insatiable. She didn't care about anyone, not the least me. She was never going to go back to the poverty she came from. I wanted it to stop.
Who is Henderson?
0 из 3 получается.
Tell them what you know, Henry. I'll stand by you if you'll only tell the truth.
Но ради треугольных сисечек я бы... Нет? Что значит нет? Что значит нет? Я, короче, еще раз сомнение нажму.
Give it up, Arnett. You're facing the gas chamber. Give the judge some reason to commute.
You still don't get it, do you? Julia entrapped everyone. She was so beautiful, so goddamn cold.
Henry Arnett,
Отличная работа. 0 из 3.
murder of Julia Randall.
Henderson is Stoneman, all right? I'm not the guy you want. Go talk to the good doctor.
Oh, we will, knucklehead. Meanwhile, we're fitting you for convict stripes.
А чем просто, что Хендерсон существует? Пойдем к доктору, чё? Ну, 0 из 3 вообще, мне кажется, ни разу у меня не было 0 из 3.
You can drive.
Where are we going?
Я зато эту миссию сильно начал, так сказать, закончил за упокой, как говорится.
I guess the wedding's off.
He only robbed her mother and killed her best friend. Cut the guy some slack.
So how does the doctor fit in?
That's what we're about to find out. Maybe we should ask him to give you a quick once-over. That meathead gave you one hell of a pasting.
I've had worse.
You should have seen yourself staggering back in there like a drunken sailor.
Next time you can take the runner, Roy.
I didn't box in the Marines, though, did I?
Should have never told you that.
Навалял. Так как он навалял, блядь, и я бы смог. Когда ты умеешь телепортироваться и у тебя есть тоска. Нелепейшая погоня. Так, ну сейчас ответственный момент, полагаю, будет. Full concentration.
Time for the doctor to give us something to make this all better.
Да, согласен. Блядь, что было у меня?
Hang on a moment, sister. Tell him it's Henry Arnett. And tell him it's urgent.
I can't do that.
Tell him, or I'll charge you with obstruction of justice.
Doctor, I'm afraid Mr. Arnett is here to see you, and he says it's urgent.
Send him in.
Сейчас войдем.
I told you never to come.
Tell us the truth, Doctor.
I'm so glad you came.
Prison will be better than insanity, and I'm already half insane with grief. Do you know that I loved her? I ruined my life for her.
Эй,
I
ну
still love her. Will
началось.
you testify in court that Arnett and Randall did these robberies?
They organized the robberies. Julie would get the names of the guests attending my wife's parties. Didn't matter how much money I showered upon her, it was never enough. She never really cared for me.
Doctor, I'm afraid you're under arrest.
Даже диалогов никаких не будет.
The practice. You'll call Dr. Gerard. No. Please don't cry.
Чё плакать-то реально?
I want to see no one. Not my wife or my children, nor my friends. And I don't want a lawyer. Just lock me up and throw away the key. What have I done?
Didn't see that coming.
Интересный способ посадки в машину. Да ладно, ты чё, все нормально. Да, он, наверное, выжил еще.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Ну, может, и
Putting
нет.
you through now.
I need an ambulance and the coroner immediately to the offices of Dr. Harold Stoneman, 1646 Ivor Street, Hollywood.
En route, Detective. You have a message. Detective Bukowski says the suspect is named Wilson Willie the Wolf Reed, former wrestler. Last known address is an apartment building at the corner of Hollywood and Vine. Detective Bukowski says to meet them there.
On our way. We have an address for the runner.
Let's try and wrap this up then.
Чё реветь-то? Опа.
Doesn't tell me anything.
А это?
Nothing significant.
Ага. Ясно. Да не реви, блин. Тоже мне потеря. Пятьсот пятый, это получается 5-й этаж, да? Не знаю, 5-й этаж, приземление на машину.
That old boy really fell for that broad.
Учитывая, что он врач, он наверняка как-нибудь скруппировался, хотя он был в наручниках.
Would you throw it all away for a woman?
Life has a way of making you pay for your pride.
You're quite the romantic, Phelps. Stick with the percentages. Broken hearts are for chumps.
You're talking from experience.
I certainly am. Oh, I like women as much as the next guy. As long as they're in their place and doing what they're told.
Got friends who work at the Examiner. How about $5 for the squeak?
Лол.
All these cops.
Вы что, еще больше раздолбали машину? Блин, а если бы я реально здесь припарковался? Блин, я теперь хочу переиграть и паркануться здесь. Или отогнать эту машину. Блять. Чё будет? Етить.
You drive.
Ладно.
I need to go over the case notes.
Fine, where are we headed?
Ловить убийцу, отправляемся.
He's around here somewhere. A big guy. Neighbors say he always wears basketball shoes and a cream jacket. And get this. The kids around here say he plays the harmonica.
Find the game well and have the commander set up a dragnet. We want the area closed off. We'll take this side of the street.
Ну, в чем
A
дело?
harmonica playing wrestler. That's a weird one. Think he knits as well?
Just keep your eyes open and your mouth shut. We don't want him to bolt on us.
Ну что, на зов надо идти?
Cole. You hear that? Wilson Reed, LAPD, give yourself up.
Подожди, это этот карлик от меня убегал? В прошлый раз. Который по доской по мне отключил меня. Ту-ту-ту-ту. Бедный Фелпс.
Hold it. He's got to be around here somewhere. No place to go unless he grew wings. There he is. Waste the son of a bitch.
Крепкий парень.
Son of a bitch really picked a spot for it up here, didn't he? Julia Randall's folks are flying in from New York tomorrow to claim the body. I saw her on the slab. So perfect. Looked like she was made of porcelain.
Некрофилыч.
She really made an impression on me.
Julia had that impact on a lot of men.
Christ, it's cold. You guys did good work here today. Roy, I think you should buy your brother officers a drink.
Do you now? That's very generous of you, Lieutenant.
Зато я все улики нашел. Теперь после смерти доктора только Арнольд мог бы сказать, насколько сильно тот был увлечен мисс Рэндалл. Че, доктор мог в нем не погибать?
The whole company is gone, Hank. The major is dead. We're being overrun. We have to get off of this hill.
That's one of our 50 cows still firing, Cole. The 22nd are still fighting.
It's over, Cole. Looks like you're one of the lucky ones.
Say goodbye to your friend Hank, Jack.
He was your friend too, Cole. Is this how you're going to leave him? Are you wounded?
Not a scratch, Kelso.
Well, get up and get out of that fucking hole! Find a stretcher while you're at it so we can get him out of here.
Who's the senior officer here?
I guess that's you, Cole.
You were up here all night?
Yes, sir.
And your command?
Gone, sir.
Sorry to hear that, son. God damn it, we have beaten these bastards back. It's the beginning of the end, and it was one here. You're a goddamn hero, son. What's your name?
Lieutenant Phelps, sir.
I'm recommending you for the Silver Star, and promoting you to First Lieutenant.
Браво! Вот так вот и повышаются повышением.
Earl Phelps, a shooting at the 111 Club, 6232 Hollywood Boulevard. Sounds like a homicide beef. Two of the dead guys caught in the crossfire were carrying Army surplus morphine. Get over there before homicide tramples all over the place.
We already cleared that up.
Judge in Pasadena took the big sleep yesterday. He had a personal stash of 20 cigarettes. Appears we didn't get all of it.
Так и была же уже инфа, что мы не все накрыли. Или не было.
This guy was willing to rat his own mother after I'd sweated him.
Клуб.
God damn it. Just can't seem to put this morphine to sleep.
A dead judge. It's not good.
Everyone has their vices. Even you, Phelps.
Блин, хорошо, что я никогда не верю людям.
I don't care.
Я прям рад за себя.
Yeah, the bum took a swipe at me. Put him down with my sap.
You're behind the wheel.
Parker and Green are going toe-to-toe for the top job. There's a change in the wind.
About time.
This wind will be like a tornado, Phelps. Parker's got a puritanical streak. You never know we'll get swept up in a thing like that.
Блин, имена некоторые, это, конечно, вообще какое.
Homicide guys are already inside.
Bukowski.
Phelps, back again.
We're here about the morphine.
Over by the bandstand. You can see what's left of the owner, Eddie McGoldrick, 26, former Marine.
I know Eddie McGoldrick. He was a non-com in my old unit.
I'm sorry to hear that, Cole. Waitress said he recently came into some money and bought the club.
Who were the other Vics?
Two musicians, Biddleston and Bow. And get this, they used to be in a four-piece, but the trombone player and the drummer OD'd.
Don't tell me. Lamont and Tyree? We've met the rest of the band.
Now they're a no-piece.
Do you mind if we take a look around?
Be my guest. You might want a word with the hostess, too. I'll keep her company until you're ready.
Бля, я что-то запутался.
Must have pumped a dozen rounds into him. Certainly sends a message.
Ну, не будем ничего осматривать. В карманах там шарится.
When you're ready to have a civil conversation, we can try again.
Синий.
Find anything interesting?
А чё он вообще ничего не говорит? Типа это кал ненужный. Почему бы не сказать, что это ненужный кал? Спички. Надо бы как-нибудь попробовать. Чё? Как-нибудь попробовать пройти главу, найдя все улики и задав все правильные вопросы. Не главу, а миссию. Я полагаю, это маловероятно. С моим талантом.
Well-maintained, custom case. Someone cared for this instrument.
Ясно.
What's that click?
Мундштук для кальяна, что ли, такое? Раньше такие мундштуки для кальяна были. Ну, что-то щелкнуло. Ну и чё?
Neat trick. The case must have cost more than the trumpet.
Ага, ясно.
He kept his stash close at hand.
Да, удобно. Ну, все лучше, чем кальян курить, в принципе.
Another day, another dollar.
We should follow up on the musician angle.
Все, что ли? Ладно. О, еще один шмур ведь. Жмур, жмур, жмур.
We have a new source, or is this coming from what's left in circulation?
Интересно и правда. Чудо. Там типа ничего нету, или это опять баг какой-то? Там же что-то лежит. Баг, походу, опять нет. Да чел, ну чел. Как тогда возле телефона был бэк. Будет неприятно, если там что-то полезное. Ладно, срать. Руку левую я смотрел. А рукавами бы закатать можно, чтобы чекнуть. Вот. Ладно, срать, короче. Севалор
Dozen packs to a
табаку.
carton. 100 cartons or more. Looks like a couple of months' supply.
Кайф.
These look brand new. Never fired. They haven't been degreased yet. We could check on the serial numbers.
Is this guy hunting for bear? Look at these things.
They're BARs. You get the odd guy who sneaks one of them home from the war. How did he get 3 of them? Army surplus morphine, Army surplus weapons, Army surplus valors. Sound familiar?
We should get back to the station and check the details of what exactly was lifted from that ship.
Сюда можно мне? Понятно.
Captain wants this one cleared up quick. Let me know how it goes with the dope.
Ma'am, I'm Detective Phelps, Administrative Vice Squad.
Welcome to the 111 Club, Detective.
Welcome.
Feels like I've had half the LAPD in here today already.
Any idea who did the shooting?
No idea. It was my day off. If I had been here, honey, I'd be full of holes just like the others.
Ну, это правда, хорошо.
Well, you must have some thoughts.
We get all types in here, officer.
Блин, я только сейчас понял.
Tell us about Eddie.
Eddie didn't know a thing about running a nightclub. He came into some money and waltzed in and bought the place. The previous owner thought all his Christmases had come at once.
Абсолютно покерфейс.
My guess was that he was selling the sort of quality product that you don't need to advertise.
Thank you for your help, ma'am.
Eddie was in over his head, but he was a decent boss.
Короче, получается, мог пруфнуть тогда в прошлой миссии этого чела. Потому что я все улики нашел. Но я обосрался, получается. Извиняюсь.
Bad luck, Eddie. Okinawa couldn't kill you, but knowing the wrong people in this city.
Бедный Эдди. Че он тут лежит-то еще? Умер, что ли? На нем вообще ничего не будет, что ли? Что за рофл, блять? Морфин бы хотя бы положили или что-нибудь. Лол. Ну ладно, поехали. Мэм.
Excuse me, officer? I want to see you.
All these people? Vultures, officer. You can tell me what's going on.
Can you drive to this one? Do we know where we're going?
A turkey salad sandwich, great.
Take a break, boys.
We would like them to stay, Miss Lickman. We're making inquiries into the recent deaths of 4 musicians.
4.
Since when have the police cared about dead black men?
Good point. We don't. What we care about is 2 tons of Army surplus morphine showing up on the street. If you care about working in this town, you better give me something on Biddleston and Bow, or their knucklehead buddies Tyree and Lamont.
And this is your idea of making inquiries unter Sturmführer?
I've told you 1,000 times about speaking that German gibberish at me, Elsa.
Roy, how about you get a drink while I see to this?
Will you sit down?
Why antagonize him, Elsa? You know what he's capable of.
Ask your questions, head officer. We have work to do.
Эльза. Немецкая беженка, работающая певицей в ночном клубе.
People are dying of overdoses. If you know anything about it, you need to tell me.
I can't help you.
A lot of cats are into the thing. There's nothing special about your boys.
Чего?
I'm not looking to arrest users. I'm after the supply.
You just don't get it, do you? Some people can't live without heroin.
Кажется, неверно было.
My partner mentioned a couple of names. You recognize them?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Тут и билет.
I don't believe you.
And how would you like to prove that, detective? You're out of your depths here, detective, and you're asking the wrong questions of the wrong.
Да ну нахуй.
Boys, take 5 minutes, please. I need to have a private word with the officer. Why do you ask people to risk talking about a subject that could have them jailed?
Drugs are against the law, Elsa.
You're so full of courage, you have never felt ashamed.
This is getting us nowhere.
Do you think you'll win your war against narcotics?
It's not my war. It's against the law. My job is to prosecute the laws of this city.
Do you think you can stop people from needing drugs, detective?
I'm asking the questions here.
Then why do you come to me with your stupid questions? You know who controls the
Бля,
drugs
Рой,
in the
вернись,
city.
да и
It's not
поебал, я
enough to just
передумал.
survive, Elsa. You have to try and make the world a better place.
Brave words, and very noble. But words are just words, Corfems.
She's right. We need to pay a visit to the mixer.
Cohen? Do you know where to find him?
This time of day? You'll find him holding court at the Macambo.
He can wait. There's something I need to be sure of. Give me till tomorrow morning.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do, partner.
Нет, ну только не слежка. Ну какая слежка? Мы теперь на моей тачке ездим. Ну такая себе. Слежка, 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 слежка. Ладно. Но я начну ныть, когда надо будет пешком следить. Блять, как же мне нравятся колеса на этих машинах. Чего? Че за глупость? А Рэй тут что делает? Чего? Что было-то?
LAPD, we're looking for Mayor Cohen. I believe he has lunch here.
There's not going to be any trouble, is there?
Which table?
Number 3, if you'll follow me.
I'm going up to the lakes to watch the races.
Goddamn Bruins are having a season from hell.
Я вообще не понял прошлой сцены.
Would you recommend this? LAPD. We have some questions
Hi,
regarding...
Mickey. How's it hanging?
Fine. Just fine, Roy. I see you brought Iga Beaver along. Hope he's not going to put the shakes on me again.
Cole Phelps, Mickey Cohen.
Good afternoon.
He has manners. Aren't you a little green for this kid?
Meet Johnny Stompanato, Cole. He has the biggest schlong in Hollywood and the smallest gun. Or maybe that's the other way around. I can never quite remember.
You're a funny guy, Roy. Haven't I always said what a funny guy Roy is? And how much fun it would be to get together with him sometime.
Poor Johnny. He's the dark, sensitive type. He's a serviceman too, Cole. Johnny was at Okinawa.
You were in the crotch?
6th Marines.
The lieutenant who won the Silver Star up on Sugarloaf.
A waitress will be with you in a minute.
I've heard of you.
Something like that.
All right, have we finished flirting? You got something to discuss, Roy? Or are you going to stand around beating the meat while my lunch gets cold?
We have some questions.
Do I need my lawyer?
Блять, я что вообще выпал?
Your brother-in-law, Lenny Finkelstein, was selling stolen morphine. He had 1/3 of the shipment.
Old news, kid. I don't know anything about what Lenny was up to.
A waitress will be with you in a minute, sir.
Винтовки. Ну 2 или 1, ну 2 давай.
So I'm supposed to believe that you don't know what happened to the rest of the shipment?
Lenny, God rest his soul, was a moron. He was family, though, and I haven't made a beef about that, so count yourself lucky, kid. The H is a filthy habit, and I don't condone it. The simple solution would be to have all the dope fiends put down.
So you don't know where he got the morphine?
Kid, ask a question you might get an answer to.
Кит. Ты маму мав?
We believe there's a link between a group of Marines and the morphine stolen from the SS Coolidge. One of those Marines was shot to death in a club last night.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Так, а как это может быть известно ему? Кто такой Лени, блядь?
So you haven't heard anything about what happened at the 111 Club?
What can I say, kid? I'm shocked that in the land of opportunity, Uncle Sam's finest feel the need to resort to crime. It's a dangerous business. I can attest to that. I'd recommend they get out of the life. Quickly.
A few Negroes saying goodbye on the sidewalk will never make the papers, Mickey. But we had a judge in Pasadena say adios the other day. Prominent white people popping their clogs makes everyone nervous.
You know dope has never been my thing, Roy. It's always been for schmendricks like Jack D. and Jimmy Utley. But I'll ask around and I'll get back to you. Hey, you boys want some lunch? How about a drink?
We'll take a rain check on that. Come on, Cole, we're leaving.
We have to cut that dope. It looks bad with people dying.
We have to get the rest of it. There's no way of watering down the stuff in those little packages. We have to put the squeeze on those guys and and get the rest of it.
They don't seem the type to frighten that easy.
We'll see.
What's going on?
That fucking rat Stoker has gone public about Brenda.
Who is Brenda?
Brenda is LA's most famous madam.
And everyone knows it?
Of course everyone knows. Brenda pays her way.
Are we cops or a collection agency?
Whores have been around since the Bible. Our job is to keep it off the street so Joe Citizen and his wife can stroll around unmolested.
Then we should change the law.
Are you out of your mind? Every politician in America is against prostitution, except when they're using them.
So where does Stoker come in?
He objects to the LAPD and the administration taking its cut.
Is everyone in on this?
Yeah, and that's the problem. From a little acorn does a large tree grow. He could bring the whole thing crashing down on us.
Aren't you supposed to be working the...
Sir, do you know which robbery detectives are working the Army surplus theft from the Coolidge?
Caldwell and McManus? I saw Caldwell in the squad room not long ago if you want to speak to him.
Thank you, sir. We'll do that.
This way.
Проституция, проституция. Ай-яй-яй-яй.
You got a minute?
Sure, Cole, anytime.
You've been working the docks robbery on the SS Coolidge?
Yeah, that's right.
So how do you see it?
Inside job. Either the guys working the wharves or some of the guys on the ship.
What else was taken apart from the morphine?
Case of BARs, case of Thompsons, crate of Valor smokes.
Homicide just recovered 3 BARs and a mountain of cigarettes at a shooting at the 111 Club.
No kidding. I better get over there.
Do you have a copy of the manifest?
Yeah. Here it is.
Блять, опять что-то искать.
So, how do we connect the docks robbery to the mess at the 111 Club?
А что это вообще? Имена.
You think those Vice boys get any on the side? Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a 45. I want to stop them with one round.
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
Yeah, I want to make homicide. You know, you've got it made. If you can
This
get
is the
that
crate we
desk.
recovered.
You think
500,000
those Vice boys
cigarettes
get any
loose
on
on
the
the streets
side?
of LA.
Ну это печально. Ну, видимо, имя какое-то есть.
You know, you've got it made if you can get to that desk. Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a 45.
О, Келса.
I want to stop him with one round. That bum took
А
a
ничего не
swipe at me,
скажет?
so I put him down in my sap.
Hey, can you
Ладно.
give me a hand? I got a hard case I need to break.
Mouthpiece tore strips off me at the grand jury. Case was thrown out. Now the DA wants my head. I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence. That bum took a swipe at me, so I put him down in my sap. Guy gave his wife a tap. I'd say all's fair in love and war. That bum took a swipe at me, so I put him down in my sap.
Тут все одно и то же.
I want to make homicide.
Тут все одно и то
You know
же.
you made it if you can get that desk.
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a 45. I want to stop him with one round.
Enough to
Those
arm
Vice
3
boys get
companies.
any on the side?
Here's our backroom arsenal from the 111 Club. Some of these guys are from my old unit.
You know, you've got
Must
it
have
made
finally
if you get
shipped
that
home.
desk.
Kelso, Sheldon. McGoldrick.
McGoldrick was on the boat?
Sure, we checked him out.
McGoldrick bought the 111 Club, Harry. His brains are all over the bar.
Looks like whoever stole the dope is getting muscled.
By whom?
Dragner or Cohen. They control the hop.
Detectives, KGPL's going crazy. Shots fired at 1384 North Bronson. Some guy with an automatic spraying a Hollywood bus. They want every car. Go!
Скорее всего, он самоубьется просто потом. Да, музыку, конечно, классную поставили мне.
You know the way. You can drive.
А где моя машина?
All units, officers need help at 1384 North Bronson. 1384 North Bronson, shots fired. Any units to handle identified. Code 3.
И вот что думаю. Первую жуйку надо заканчивать. Да ты, блядь, шутишь, что ли? Тут. Блин, второй дроп уже за сегодня. Какая гадость. Не то, что за сегодня, а за 2 часа. Так, вся статистика. Ой. Просто настроение после такого, блин, уже как-то попускается. $20:37. Ну хорошо, хотя бы так. Наверное, надо самому ехать сейчас. Возможно, из-за этого дурачка все сломалось. Па-пара-па-пам. Ну хорошо. Хорошо, съездию сам. Почему и нет? Почему? Просто такая музыка, еще так фэпасы нужны.
How well did you know the owner?
Goldrick? Well enough. He was in my unit.
That's some cruel irony. You survive the war, then get blown to pieces
Ну
back
да,
home.
вот видите, тут такой
Happens more
диалог.
than you'd think. Young guys trying to adjust to normal life, getting mixed up in the wrong crowds.
The kid had just bought a nightclub. I'd say he got mixed up in the right crowds.
Until someone filled him full of holes.
You don't come into that kind of money that quickly without pissing a few people off.
All units, officers need help at 1384 North Bronson. 1384 North Bronson, shots fired. Any units to handle identified. Code 3. All units, further on the shooting at 1384 North Bronson. 116 Adam reports the suspect is on the roof of the J.W. Robinson building. All units approach with caution. Units 49 William, 15 Adam, go to 1370.
О, ну это краден... Нахер он-то делает? Че, обязательно подниматься, что ли? Что как-то громко стало, нет?
covered, Phelps. LAPD, drop the gun now. Reinforcements are on the way. Cease and desist.
Я чё, блядь, не туда залез? Ну, не говорите, что не туда залез, пожалуйста. Зачем кому-то обстреливать автобус? Из какого оружия был произведен обстрел автобуса? Сейчас мы все это узнаем. Возможно, это... Так, ага, номерок. Это оно, да. Отлично, отлично. Что здесь полезно может быть? Кажется, ничего. Отлично. Отлично. Ну, не особо что-то меня впечатляет этот чел. Так.
Phone number and restaurant table.
Лады. Так. Левую руку могу потрогать? В очередной раз ничего. Получается все.
I know that guy. Felix Alvaro.
He's one of the guys from the ship?
His name was on the manifest.
Looks like McGoldrick wasn't the only one to get a message.
Hey, Alvaro.
Hey, Lieutenant.
He's just a plain detective now, Chico.
Who's the jughead?
This is my partner, Roy Earl. We just want to find out what happened.
What happened is that someone took a shot at my bus. And then cops turned up and start treating me like I'm some sort of Pachuco punk. My people have been in California for over 300 years.
Very fucking admirable, Felix.
You hear anything about the big heist on the Coolidge?
Yeah, I heard about it.
So what happened?
Not much. The cops came and interviewed me and all the other guys on the ship.
Явились копы, допросили. Пропуск. Сики, винтовки. Кража армейских запасов за борта корабля. С борта, наверное. Декларация. Нападение. Блин, это, наверное, кстати, последняя миссия, да, в этой главе. Ну, год-два.
I was down at the 111 Club this morning, waiting for the medical examiner to scrape Eddie McGoldrick's brains off the bar. You want to tell me anything about that?
I heard that Eddie came into some money. Too bad he didn't keep a low profile. It's a tough break to get through Okinawa and then have to buy it back home.
О, галочка, ничего себе.
Who's shooting at you, Felix?
How the fuck do I know?
Что, тоже сомнения, что ли? Ну, как и
Felix, we didn't go through Okinawa to come back to this on our streets.
I've got the LAPD to keep me safe, right? Me and all my people.
We'll be in touch, Felix.
You heard that Jack is in LA?
I saw his name on the manifest.
He's been here a couple of months. Sure glad to see you got over your wound, Lieutenant. I mean, detective.
Pretty cool customer.
He's been under fire before.
You buying his story?
Not for a minute.
I swear, this town is going straight to hell.
Я пойду позвоню, потому что есть значок, что можно позвонить, и я должен им воспользоваться, считаю. Блять, забыл выйти из Стима еще.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address on a Jack Kelso.
Just a second.
Ебучий Келс, не хочу. Не.
Jack Kelso, apartment 4, 1408 North El Centro Avenue, Hollywood.
Thanks, ma'am.
Поехали.
You can drive.
Gotta be something big, right?
All right, where to?
Джек Келс, его имя тоже было в декларации, да? Да.
Jack was a company sergeant. He would never get involved in something like this.
We brace him and drag him downtown.
It won't work. He's a tough customer.
Крепкий орешек. Какой сегодня день недели? Среда или... Среда, да, по идее. Да. По идее, среда.
Hello, Jack. This is Detective Roy Earl.
Hello, Cole.
We would like a word.
Would you like to come inside?
Actually, we'd prefer if you'd come downtown with us. Do you mind?
Do I have any choice?
No, you don't.
Are you going to tell me what this is all about?
It would be better for all of us if we discussed it at the station.
Bad move, Cole.
Bad move.
How have you been, Jack?
Cut the crap. You pick me up in front of my apartment like a common criminal and then expect small talk? Fuck you.
А чё, чем его допрашивать-то, блин? Изучить улики хочу. Записная книжка снайпера, декларация пассажира.
You got me here now, Cole. Ask your goddamn questions.
Да, сейчас.
Do you know that there's a gang war going on in LA trying to recover that stolen morphine?
That has nothing to do with me.
Это что, ложь? Блять.
I'm sure it would be gripping to hear more of your life story,
А
boys,
чё мне
but the truth
это
is,
баллы
I
мне
don't
не
give a
копятся?
fuck. You were on the boat, Kelso. What happened?
Do you really think a bunch of Marines could muscle in on the dope rackets in this town? Between the Vice Squad and the mob, I hear it's pretty sewn up.
You'd better watch your mouth.
Did you know that Eddie McGoldrick recently came into money and bought a nightclub?
No, I didn't know that.
Нет, он этого не знал. Он реально, наверное, этого не знал. А чё мы вообще делали в этой, блядь, с этой девкой-то? Кража армейских запасов, декларация, записная книжка, падение на Альвара, примечание. На сомнение будем.
You want to take a guess where he got hold of the cash?
Not really.
Крестик.
You heard that a crate of BARs went missing?
No, I didn't.
Да он обо всем не слышал, что мне с этим делать, блядь? Хорошо, я нажму истину. А как он не слышал, в смысле? Как он мог не слышать? Ладно, он ничего не
Saw
корчит.
Felix Alvaro today.
Good. How was he?
A little pale. One of Mickey Cohen's goons had emptied about 60 BAR rounds into the bus he was driving. A public bus in the middle of Hollywood. Are you going to tell me what's going on? Or do more innocent people have to die?
Yeah, and what's in it for you, Cole? Newspapers? More glory? Another promotion? Another medal at the expense of men who fought for their country? Count me out.
О, галочка, nice.
What do you know about the Army surplus robbery from the Coolidge, Jack?
What I know is that on 3 separate occasions, you would have been dead if it weren't for me. I don't know anything about the robbery.
Ну, наебало уже, очевидно.
I don't believe you, Jack. You were
Декларация
there.
же.
You were either involved or you know who is.
You calling me a liar, Cole? I hope you have something to back that up.
На
I won't let you hide
декларации
behind your
буду...
rank any longer.
Жать декларацию буду сейчас, да.
You can tick me off your little list. I'm not involved.
Кажется, я обосрался.
We just want information.
Bullshit, Cole. Did you seriously believe that dragging me down here would get me to give up my own guys? You call yourself a Marine? Trying to make a name for yourself with this shitheel? Look at this chump with his $200 suit and $2,000 car.
The tough guy act is really impressive. I like you, Jack. I'd like to make you for this. I really would. I'm going to be working on it and keeping an eye on you. You can go now.
Shooting, Robert Steiner, 6780 West Sunset Boulevard. The victim is a Chris Majowski.
Another name from the manifest?
Так Джек... Бля.
How many more friends of yours are going to get plugged today?
Короче...
Talk about tension.
Ладно, я потом...
That was like being trapped in an elevator with a married couple who
Идти,
can't
Фелпс.
decide whether they love each other or hate each other.
We go back a long way.
You went too easy on him. Next
Ничего
time
ты
you leave it to
придумал.
me. I know how to handle that smug son of a bitch.
You don't. Jack will never give up his own men.
Any Central unit, suspect to be taken into custody at Southern California Auto Club. Stand by for further unit to handle identify code 2.
Робертс.
They just walked up and shot the man. Two of them officers.
Погоня, погоня, погоня. Давай.
Go on, get after him.
Как он понял, что я офицер? По шляпе, что ли?
It's no good. We need to get closer.
Сейчас. Бля. Я надеялся, что это будет более эффектно.
Cole, spin him out. Keep it steady and I'll try to bust his tires.
Какой-то просад FPS сегодня нереальный.
Hit him. Clear this asshole off the road.
Ты, может, хотя бы одной пулькой попадешь, дружок. Но я не могу догнать, это какой-то скрипт, блядь, нереальный. Я подъезжаю к нему, и моя машина перестает. Ну, вы посмотрите на это. Ого. Это было красиво, значит, интересно. Какие парни. Вот тебе и бой. В этом переулке было совершено преступление. Я газету нашел, вот это вот интересно очень. Скандал о деле нравов может затронуть руководство полиции Лос-Анджелеса.
We have to look at damage limitation. We can't allow that strumpet Brenda Allen to bring down the whole administration.
We've got to put a lid on the press. Can't someone talk to Harry over at the Times?
It's too late. The Times would look ridiculous if we dropped the story now.
Who is this Stoker?
Stoker's a lily-white. Nothing that will fix this in the short term.
My law and order credentials are disappearing as we speak.
Can we get Brenda to leave town?
Yes, we can, but she won't go quietly. Brenda has extensive records.
Can she at least lay low?
That's already been taken care of.
Mayor? District Attorney?
Who is this guy? And what does he want, Coral?
The name's Roy Earl, detective, administrative vice.
Aren't you one of the clowns that got us into this mess?
Oh, I think that the orders regarding Brenda come down, not up, Mayor. I have a human interest story. It involves a certain LAPD cop, a hero from the war, who has let his beautiful wife and kids down, who has betrayed America for a German junkie whore, who has abandoned his pledge to the LAPD and his commitment to the public. We all serve. Could be all over the papers by tomorrow, and you would be off the hook.
So what do you want in return, Roy? Fingering a fellow officer.
Ай-яй-яй-яй-яй, ах ты ж крыса, ах ты ж крыса, ах ты ж, блядь, крот. Ну и это разве порядочно? Ах ты, блядь. Ну, сразу видно было, что он мудак, но что поделаешь. Что, ты не посмотришь даже? Или ты и так в курсе? Печально, конечно.
Cohen is meeting with Sheldon tonight.
Сюда, Шелдон. А, я думаю, второй карман можно чекнуть. Видимо, нет. Заметил интересную вещь, что все время, когда я нахожу трупы, они лежат именно так. Что, это вот даже посмотреть нельзя? Багажник можно открыть. Нет. Ну ладно. Тогда поехали отсюда. Да блять, что с игрой? А, это зонд у нее, я подумал, что у нее это не зонд. Ладно, я что-то тут не доделал. Что-то у него не нашел, что ли? А, второй карман не чекнулся. Ну и клоунада. Ага. Ясно.
An LAPD file. We have a traitor in our midst. All of the names on the list have a hit team assigned to them.
Предатель среди нас. Кто же это мог бы быть?
We need to get to those guys fast, otherwise there'll be no case.
Дружище, я поведу, наверное. Братишка. Тачку твою. Если ты не против.
They're taking out all the guys from the ship.
Why? How does that get them the dope?
They obviously don't know who has the morphine, and they're waiting for someone to crack.
Son of a bitch!
Какая жалость.
Look where you're going!
Ой, ой, ой. Ну и ситуация, да. Ох,
This
сразу
car cost me
двоих
a
как-то
fortune, you
задел.
moron! Left and left and left and left again, and I'm right up your ass.
Четыре, четыре, четыре.
Get in close and steer him off the tar.
Давай, давай.
Step on it, huh? Just give me a little close.
Блять, короче. Я не знаю, как камера. Короче, надеюсь, что-то сменит.
Hit him, Cole. Spin him out.
Ну ты чё, смеешься, что ли? Господи.
I'll try for the tires. Keep your foot down.
Ну это минус машины, в принципе, так ему и нужно. По заслугам.
You better not get blood on this car.
Приехали, почти.
LAPD, put your hands in the air.
Че, задержать его нельзя? Блять, починилось.
You're behind the wheel. Do we know where we're going?
That's that cop. Seems like a decent guy.
Вообще ничего не произошло по итогу. элэй. Ну, нельзя стрелять, кажется. Убить его.
You're clear, go! Get behind something, Phelps!
Фелпс. Куда нажать, чтобы подобрать оружие? Он же живой.
Tell Courtney.
Что передать?
Bad luck. Try. It was worth a try.
Ага. Че, листик не могу взять? Почему? Ой, опять этот, блядь,
Polar
медведь.
Bear Ice Company. Really did it. Wonder whether it was worth it.
Most people never get the chance to be rich. Wouldn't you risk it?
Че, в карманах ничего нет? Видимо, нет. Ну ладно. Тут. Тут я ничего не могу глянуть, да? Даже выйти здесь не могу. Печально.
Coroner says it's gonna take at least a week to get an ID.
Блин, может уже все? Нет. Кажется, пока что нет. Ага. Дед. Нахуй я им всем голову верчу. Встреча с Конаном и Шелдоном.
Looks like Sheldon is bringing his own fire team with him.
Какой-то киквей, эти записочки, конечно, блять. В каждом пиджачке. Ой.
Juski, Beckett, Goldrick, Driscoll, these are good guys. Why did they get wrapped up in this thing?
Деньги.
Not everyone has your unwavering restraint in the face of temptation, Cole.
Место встречи.
This isn't looking good. I feel like the fat kid at the back of a race.
You sure it's Cohen making the hits?
All fingers point his way. Your buddies are in way over their heads. Being a Marine doesn't mean shit out here.
Все так, все так. Не поспоришь. Но вот зачем же он нас сдал? Некоторые моменты в игре, конечно, ультра нелепые. Так отлипни, братан, пожалуйста.
Give me some goddamn cover.
You're fucking toast! They're making a run for it after them. Find some cover.
Снайпер остался.
Stay down. Take cover, you lunatic.
Зажал.
I'm gonna put out an APB on every one of the sons of bitches on that.
KGPL to Car 11K. Car 11 King, come in.
Car 11 King.
11K, go to Hollywood Station. Hey, Courtney Sheldon is at Hollywood Station requesting an interview with Detective Cole Phelps.
Well, I'll be damned.
That's not correct protocol, 11K. I'll take that as a roger.
Car 11 King en route.
Поехали. Это, наверное, еще последняя миссия. Потому что раз мы с морфином, по идее, закончим, если мы закончим. Это, так сказать, главное дело. Получается, делать нам в этом отделе больше нечего будет.
Roy, in my office, if you please.
I'm working a major case. I'm not close, Cap. It's gonna have to wait.
Let Phelps do the interrogation.
But Cap.
Сейчас на бутылку его посадят. А я хочу с ними пойти. Хочу с вами пойти. Ага, хорошо.
Beats me. Word came down from the chief. Said it was okay.
Mouthpiece was stripped off me at the grand jury. Case is thrown out. Now the DA wants my head.
Ясно, короче.
I want to make homicide. I mean, you know you've made it if you got that death.
Я ушел, парни. Блять, я прилип. Уф. Ну ладно. Жаль, конечно. Так, вторая. Вторая. А где она вторая-то, блин? Это что ли? Здорово, парни.
Sheldon, is this your attorney?
No, detective. This is Dr. Harlan Fontaine. He came down here to help me out.
How do you do, sir?
You stole the morphine from the Coolridge.
You can't prove that.
Let's see if I can try. And what is your relationship to Sheldon, sir?
Tutor, mentor. Mr. Sheldon is a medical student of mine. He has a very bright future.
Oh,
Блин.
that's nice to know. Too bad all of your war buddies won't get to see your graduation. I would have asked Beckett or Majewski or Driscoll about their involvement, but that's difficult, considering they're all dead. That leaves you, Sheldon.
You can't blame their deaths on me, Phelps.
Не могу, да? Потому что что? И что из этого? Моя книжка с пометкой встречи с Микки Коаном. Но я правда не могу. Класс. Ладно, гос мне не нужен.
You're training to be a doctor, Courtney. How do you justify all of these deaths? You're supposed to want to save people.
Before you get on your high horse, I saved my fair share in Peleliu and Okinawa. My conscience is clear. How do you sleep at night?
You were on the ship, Sheldon.
Yes, that's correct.
So you had opportunity.
But it doesn't mean that I was involved.
И чё мне делать-то, блядь? Я не понимаю,
So
короче.
Eddie McGoldrick took his cut and bought the 111 Club.
I don't know what.
Можем переиграть?
Have you finished, detective?
0 из 2, отлично.
I'm
Это
just
что?
getting started. You have an answer for everything, Courtney. Let's hope Jack does, because now I'm going after him. Is there anyone you're not prepared to sacrifice?
Jack is not in this. He's a good guy.
You were Jack, Courtney. I don't care who goes to jail. I just want the morphine off the street.
What are you offering, Cole?
Don't be ridiculous, son. This man is gambling.
What's your offer?
Doctor, good to see you.
I'm conducting an investigation.
Upstairs in my office, now.
This man is about to confess.
As of now, you're suspended from duty, pending a fitness review.
What are you talking about?
You heard the man, Phelps. Upstairs and face the music like the hero you were.
Отлично, отлично.
You certainly had us fooled, Detective. Phelps, you're one of my favorite sons. You've broken this old man's heart.
What is going on here?
You're suspended, Phelps. Hand over your badge and gun.
Don't keep him waiting.
What is going on here?
Your wife's attorney has pictures of you and the German. Compromising pictures, lad.
She's pressing charges. You'll be formally charged with adultery. A criminal cannot serve as an LAPD officer, as I'm sure you're aware.
I don't understand.
How could you do it, lad? Your wife, your children, consorting with the enemy and a dope fiend at that. You're lucky the war is over. You'd be taken out and shot. The department doesn't need this kind of publicity, Phelps. Hand over the gun, keep your head down until your board hearing. I forbid you to make any comments to the press. What the hell were you thinking?
Ну, печально, печально.
Marie, listen, Marie, I need to explain.
Please leave. You're upsetting the girls.
Let me see them, Marie. They're my daughters.
Go to her, Cole. You have done enough damage here. Do you want me to call the police?
For God's sake, Marie. Can't we at least talk?
What is there to talk about?
Мэри.
Do you love her? Do you? What were you thinking? What about our children? Can you imagine what this has been like for them? Go away, Cole. My father has hired an attorney and you will be hearing from him.
I'd like to explain, Marie. I'd like to tell you what I've been going through.
What you've been going through. I have had reporters camped out on the front lawn all morning. I can't stand it, Cole.
Each group of our population has its own responsibility. But to make reductions whenever profits justify such action. It is up to labor to refrain from pressing for unjustified. We must be strong enough to defeat, and thus
Ну. Думаю, все на этом, на самом деле. Завтра пройти всю главу.
Okay, everyone, keep it down. Cole Phelps joins the arson squad today. How'd you like pork in that German whore, Phelps? Phelps is up before a review board in December. Until then, he works the arson desk. End of story. Phelps.
Yes, sir.
I don't care what you did or didn't do, Phelps. I hear you're a good case man. But if you fuck up on my detail, I'll have you out of here before your feet touch the ground.
Yes.
Do we have an understanding?
Yes, sir.
Cap, we don't want a fucking rat like Phelps. Can it, Tilden? Phelps, I'm partnering you with Herschel Biggs.
I don't do partners. You know that, Cap.
You do now, Biggs. Social basket cases like you two should get along just fine. Biggs will show you the ropes, Phelps.
This is arson. There are no ropes.
It shouldn't take long, then. Start with these two. House fires. 326 South Kenmore Avenue. Steffen's family was out of town when it happened. Then go to 4414 Rosewood, family by the name of Sawyer. Fire brigade will be on location.
Are they suspicious, Captain?
That's for you to find out, Detective. Now get out of here. Both of you. Get out!
Ясно.
I've been in this job 20 years. I never fired my job.
Ma'am.
This is 1947, not 1927. Of course a girl can ask a fella out.
Goddamn captains make me resubmit the paperwork.
Ладно, короче. Наигрался на сегодня. Бубы. Бубы.